Let me ask you something right now. Are you really prepared to waste another decade chasing distractions, drowning in excuses, and blaming everyone but yourself for your mediocre life? Wake the hell up. Because if you don't take control today, right now, your next 10 years will look just like your last, or worse. Stop sugarcoating your past. That's the first and hardest truth most people choke on. You want the next 10 years to look different? Then take a long, brutal look in the mirror and understand this. You are exactly where you are because of every decision you made. Not your parents, not the economy, not your friends, your boss, or your unlucky breaks. You. That's the raw, uncomfortable truth. And until you own that fully, nothing's gonna change. You can keep blaming circumstances, but blame doesn't pay the bills. Blame doesn't build empires. Blame is the luxury of losers. Every missed opportunity you had, you let it slip. You were too lazy, too scared, too distracted, or too weak to act. Every time you said, I'll do it tomorrow, that was a lie you told yourself. Every broken promise, I'll wake up earlier, I'll start that business, I'll fix my health, was another brick in the wall of your own self-destruction. And the worst part, you knew it. Deep down, you knew you were slacking. You knew you were lying to yourself, but you did it anyway. Why? Because it's easier. Easier to be comfortable, easier to be average, easier to blame. But let me tell you what the top 1% do. They own everything, even their failures. Especially their failure, because once you own your failure, you own the power to change it. You reclaim control. That's where strength is born, not in perfection, but in brutal honesty. You've got to stand face to face with every excuse you've ever made and tear it apart. Stop saying, I didn't have time. You had time. You just chose Netflix. Stop saying I wasn't ready. You'll never be ready. No one is. You act or you get left behind. This isn't about guilt or shame. It's about responsibility. Real, raw, ruthless responsibility. That's the foundation of a powerful life. You don't need more chances. You need more courage. You don't need more time. You need more execution. When you stop making excuses, your brain switches gears. You stop looking for reasons why it won't work, and you start searching for how to make it work. You flip from victim to victor. And yes, it's going to be painful. Growth always is, but that pain is your compass. It points to where you've been slacking. You've been hiding from the truth too long. Now it's time to face it. You want the next 10 years to be legendary? Then own everything. Own your poor decisions, own your lack of discipline, own your fear, then destroy it. Replace it with action, with fire, with execution. Because when you finally say it was me, that's the most liberating moment of your life. That's when you stop being a prisoner of your past and become the architect of your future. So no more whining, no more soft talk, own it. Then fix it. Set a vision so big it scares you. Most people drift through life setting safe goals, targets that feel comfortable, achievable, and manageable. And that's exactly why they stay stuck, broke, bitter, and boring. They aim for what they think they can reach based on their current resources, current environment, and current mindset. But that kind of thinking will never lead to greatness. That's the thinking of mediocrity. Safe goals don't spark transformation. They don't demand growth. They don't force you to become someone new. If your vision for the next 10 years doesn't make you nervous, if it doesn't ignite that voice inside saying, how the hell am I going to pull this off, then it's not big enough. Period. The problem is most people don't even dare to think beyond what they see in front of them. They've been beaten down by years of failure, rejection, and playing small, so now they settle for crumbs when they were meant to build kingdoms. They convince themselves that realistic goals are smart, but they're not. They're lazy. Realism is the enemy of greatness. When you set goals that you're certain you can achieve, you're not pushing your limits. You're disconfirming your current identity, staying locked in your present version, never evolving, never rising. The elite, the ones who dominate industries, leave legacies, and rewrite history, set goals so massive they seem insane. They understand that pressure creates diamonds. When you aim higher than you've ever dared before, you activate something deep within you. Your brain shifts, your habits shift, your energy explodes. You stop tolerating weakness. You start moving like your future depends on it. Because it does. When you set a monstrous goal, it forces you to build monstrous habits. You can't be casual when your vision is colossal. You gotta train like a savage, execute with intensity, and commit like your life is on the line. Because it is. And don't misunderstand me. Big vision without execution is just fantasy. I'm not telling you to sit around and daydream. I'm telling you to declare war on small thinking. Dream massive, then back it up with relentless daily action. Obsess over it. Build plans, systems, and routines that align with your gigantic goal. You want a 10x life? Then you gotta operate it. 10x effort, 10x discipline, and 10x obsession. The vision isn't just to inspire you, it's to scare the weakness out of you. That fear is fuel. Use it. Let it push you when your motivation runs dry. Let it remind you that anything less than massive action is a betrayal of your potential. So set that vision. One so bold, so crazy, so wild, that it forces you to grow 10 times bigger just to reach it. And then chase it like there's no plan B. Because small goals won't change your life. Big ones will. Motivation is a weak emotion. It comes and goes like a cheap high. One minute you're fired up, the next minute you're back on the couch, scrolling, procrastinating, lying to yourself that you'll start tomorrow. You don't need another motivational video. You don't need goosebumps or hype. What you need is discipline. The kind of unshakable, ruthless discipline that operates regardless of how you feel. Discipline is what separates the people who talk from the people who build. It's the difference between empires and ashes, between results and regret. Motivation might spark the fire, but discipline is what keeps it burning when life gets hard, because believe me, it will get hard. You want the next 10 years of your life to look nothing like the last 10? Then stop depending on feelings and start living by decisions. Get up early when every bone in your body wants more sleep. Train your body when it hurts. Work on your business, your goals, your future, especially when there's no applause, no audience, no social media likes. That's where the real power lives, in silence, in solitude, in execution. Discipline means showing up every day, not just when it's convenient. It means doing the hard things, the boring things, the repetitive things that nobody wants to do, but the elite do anyway, because they're not driven by mood, they're driven by mission. You think the top 1% of performers rely on motivation? No, they're machines. They operate with clockwork consistency. They don't ask how they feel about it. They execute because that's what winners do. They don't make decisions based on comfort. They make decisions based on outcomes. Your future doesn't care how you feel. Results don't care if you're tired. The next 10 years of your life will not reward your emotions. They will reward your execution. You either become the kind of person who does what's necessary, or you stay in the same cycle of half-finished goals, broken promises, and excuses disguised as reasons. Stop looking for inspiration and start building habits. Make discipline your default setting. Let it bleed into every corner of your life, your health, your business, your finances, your relationships. Set standards so high they intimidate your old self. Because once discipline becomes your identity, nothing can stop you. You stop needing reminders. You stop needing motivation. You become the storm. You become inevitable. This is how you fix your next decade. Not with hype, not with hope, but with hardcore, daily, unbreakable discipline. That's how you beat the average. That's how you silence the noise. That's how you make sure the next 10 years are unrecognizable compared to the last. Motivation is cheap. Discipline is everything. Decide who you want to be and act accordingly every damn day. You can't soar like an eagle hanging with turkeys. That's not just a catchy line, it's a brutal truth. The people you surround yourself with will make or break your future. Look around right now. Are you surrounded by high performers, action takers, disciplined individuals with vision? Are you surrounded by excuse makers, complainers, and weak-minded drifters who waste time and drag you down? Because whether you realize it or not, the next 10 years of your life will be shaped, molded, and determined by the standards of your circle. You think you're different? You're not. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's not motivational fluff, It's a damn fact. If your so-called friends aren't challenging you, pushing you, calling you out when you slack, or holding you accountable when you start drifting, you're in the wrong circle. Dead weight has to go, period. You can't carry mediocrity into your next level. You can't build a high-performance life with low-performance relationships. That includes friends, family, coworkers, anyone who makes you feel small, stagnant, or stuck. The people around you should make you feel uncomfortable in a good way. They should force you to think bigger, act faster, and demand more from yourself. Stop entertaining people who don't align with your mission. Stop wasting hours with losers who mock your ambition and glorify laziness. If they're not building, they're breaking. If they're not growing, they're decaying. And if they're not helping you elevate, they're pulling you down. It's that black and white. There's no such thing as neutral energy in your environment. Everything is either sharpening you or softening you. Winners know this, and they protect their circle like a fortress. They don't let just anyone in. They audit their circle like a sniper, strategic, cold, and calculated, because they understand the stakes. Their time is currency. Their energy is power. Their proximity is privilege. And if you want to win, truly win, you need to adopt the same mindset. You need to become ruthless about your standards. Seek mentors, not cheerleaders. Surround yourself with people who intimidate you, inspire you, because they're operating on a whole other level. Spend time with those who make you feel like you're behind, not to feel small, but to grow tall. That's the kind of pressure you need if you want your next 10 years to be extraordinary. If you want your next 10 years to be extraordinary. Stop watering dead plants. Stop resuscitating dead relationships. Let go of people who don't evolve, because your future, your legacy, your empire, it all depends on who's sitting at your table. And if they don't bring value, vision, or velocity to your life, then they don't deserve a seat. Upgrade your circle and you upgrade your life. Simple, ruthless, necessary. Make pain your fuel. Every setback you faced, every failure that knocked you down, every person who betrayed you, laughed at you, doubted you, that wasn't the end, that was the beginning. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Pain is the most honest feedback life will ever give you. It tells you where you're weak, it tells you where you're soft, and if you listen to it, really listen, you'll find the path to your strength buried inside it. Most people, they let pain break them. They curl up, they retreat, they whine about how life is unfair. Newsflash, it is. Life doesn't care about your feelings, your past, your trauma. It only responds to how you respond. The average person takes pain and turns it into a lifelong excuse. They use it as a crutch, a reason to never try again. They avoid discomfort, avoid risk, and in doing so, avoid growth. They stay safe and stay small. But the top 1%, the killers, the empire builders, the ones who rewrite their destiny, they take that same pain and turn it into fuel. They use it as energy, as a weapon. Every moment of pain becomes a reminder of what they refuse to be. Every betrayal becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes a blueprint. They don't get softer, they get sharper. They don't slow down, they speed up. That's what you need to do. If you want the next 10 years to be unrecognizable from the last, if you want to build a life that commands respect, then you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to train yourself to lean into the pain and extract power from it. No more crying, no more blaming the past, no more waiting for healing to happen on its own. You build healing through action. You rebuild yourself by walking through the fire, not around it. And don't mistake this for some motivational fluff. This is about results. When you use pain the right way, it creates urgency. It makes you decisive. It drives you to change your habits, your mindset, your identity. It pushes you to show up when you don't feel like it, to push when your body wants to quit, to finish when the world expects you to fail. You've got pain? Good. That means you've got power. That means you've got something real to work with. Take all the losses, the anger, the heartbreak, and let it ignite you. Turn it into intensity. Use it to fuel late nights, early mornings, and every brutal step between where you are and where you're meant to be. You don't need perfect circumstances. You need pain and the discipline to use it. So the next time life hits you in the mouth, don't run. Don't cry, smile. Because that pain, that's your rocket fuel. Now, light the damn match. Execute daily, relentlessly. You want to transform your life over the next 10 years? Then stop fantasizing about the big finish and start mastering the daily grind. Because the truth is, a decade isn't built in leaps, it's built in footsteps. And every single step, every decision, every habit either takes you closer to your future or drags you further from it. Most people are addicted to excitement. They want fireworks, overnight success, instant gratification. But that mindset is a trap. The real winners, they fall in love with repetition. They show up even when no one's clapping. They do the damn work every single day. If you think you have time, let me break it to you. You don't. Time is the most deceptive luxury. It fools the lazy into thinking there's always tomorrow, but there isn't. There's only now. Every time you hit snooze, every time you delay that workout, every time you choose distraction over discipline, you're casting a vote for the life you don't want. And those little choices, they stack up. Because success isn't one massive action. It's thousands of tiny, consistent ones. Daily execution is what separates the dreamers from the doers. And if you're not executing, you're already losing. The grind is not supposed to feel good. Let me be blunt. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to stretch you. It's supposed to make you question whether you're really cut out for it. That's how you grow. That's how you harden into someone capable of holding a multi-million-dollar vision. Anyone can show up when it's fun, when it's easy, but only the obsessed show up when it's boring, when it's lonely, when the results aren't immediate. And that's the test. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you earn. And you earn it by executing relentlessly. Not once in a while, not when it's convenient, but every single day without fail. So if you're serious about changing your next 10 years, stop talking and start doing. Build rituals that make you unstoppable. Wake up early, eat clean, train your body, sharpen your mind, study your craft, take action only. Daily, with purpose, with fire. The world isn't waiting for you to be ready, it's moving. And if you don't move with it, you'll be left behind, bitter, broke, and filled with regret. This is the cost, this is the price. There's no shortcut, there's no backdoor, there's only execution. Relentless, daily disciplined execution. That's how empires are built. That's how legacies are forged. So don't waste another minute. Today counts, tomorrow counts, every damn day counts. Show up, execute, repeat. 10 years from now, either you'll thank yourself or you'll be explaining why you didn't. You've got two choices. Repeat the last 10 years or rebuild the next 10 with ruthless commitment, discipline, and fire. There's no middle ground. Success doesn't come to the lukewarm, it comes to the obsessed. So get up, get focused, and go fix your next 10 years like your life depends on it. Because it does.